Well, we find Rogers here enjoying some classic moments from the Muppets' mischievous duo of Stadler and Waldorf, who are more than happy to barrack from the expensive seats at the expense of Kermit the Frog and friends. Now, let us be clear, this is because we are going to end up in some crowd discourse and absolutely not a reflection of the opinions here of any of the parties involved before you try and pin that one on us. As to the game with Colchester, chances clearly had a premium, attack not functioning well, defence functioning quite well. 3 clean sheets out of 5. The first since Tafazoli dropped back out of the team, of course, and bar 1 or 2 moments where Curry Slisby and co did get some runs into the Swindon back line in the first 10 or 15 minutes, didn't look quite in a line. I'd argue they defended pretty well. That passage at the end of the first half, where Colchester had a consistent spell with the ball down on the left-hand side and just couldn't find a way through despite lots of winning and recycling of possession. And it felt like an example of a well-structured team, but the forward play, for whatever reason, wasn't just there. I think Tom Nichols helped things when he came on, and it's a game that one team had their big chance in the second half, Palmer hitting the post, Davide heading wide, and there we are. So to the crowd discourse here that Ian Holloway frustrated with some boos after the game, and normally the discussion goes like this. Member of media who gets free seat and does not have to pay for the privilege of watching said game lectures fans to remind them that booing may be bad for human psychology. You, however, are more than capable of figuring out that for yourself and have no doubt factored that into decisions as to whether or not to boo the team off. So how we break out of this discourse, neither I nor Rogers really know, but it appears we have to live with it in its current circular form. And if you have any ideas as to how that pattern is broken, then you know where to go down in the comments below, as Rogers is indicating. I think Ian Holloway is a manager who will protect his players to a higher degree perhaps than average, and anything that he sees on a slight on them as much as him, he will come out and fight the players' corner. And that level of emotion can work well at some times, and then the frustration comes out at other times. Whether there's the idea of some kind of golden age of fandom where people were happy to arrive, pay their tuppence halfpenny, throw their hats jubilantly in the air as goals were scored, and otherwise just applaud on. I am sure that a trip back to the vintage Swindon advertisers' letters page, or even having experienced any season after March with Steve McMahon, once Swindon had re-secured a promotion to the Championship, and the players appeared to have long since packed up there in search of fresher climes and perhaps less Merseyside annoyance of their manager. I think some of the reactions to games there were still pretty scathing, and we're going back a long time. So there we go, 0-0. The Cup week cometh of EFL Trophy games, and then the FA Cup game. Rotherham will not see some Rogers ratings for you. Interdivision stuff's a bit too complicated for him, so we'll do some rankings and see how League Two checks out at this sort of mini break for the Globe's much loved cup competition. Although some of us rather like the way the DFB Pokal always gives the smaller side the home draw. This is Rogers signing out for now.